it's time to perhaps address these preachers and the people in the churches of these preachers. It appears that they are, some of these preachers are saying that we are not doing anything wrong, we're praising God wonderfully, and this wrath that appears to be coming down upon us is not any of our fault. Let me try and straighten this out a little bit. Let me first take you to a clip we did, I guess, about 6 years ago now, from a video called Fear Not. Let me just play this clip for you real quick.
In the Bible, we can find dozens of examples where generations of people, having lost respect and commitment to God, have been given over as spoils to neighboring conquerors and God's judgment upon them. But of all the stories, none of them contains details that are as interestingly similar to our present nation's predicament as perhaps the story of the straying nation in 1 Samuel 8, and the account of how God tried to warn them of their sinful choice to desire secular leadership. The people had become restless of maintaining a close, disciplined life of quiet harmony and the purity of God's morality under prophets like Samuel, and had petitioned their aging leader to next provide them with a king who would succeed him. Being complacently led by growing material passions and seeing enticements of the wealth and status of neighboring countries around them, they wanted what others had, ever willing to risk their peace and freedoms of choice for a taste of what they were more and more wishing to immerse themselves in: worldliness. God cautions his people that they will slowly endure accumulating tyranny should they continue to push for such leadership, as he gives many illustrations as to what they could expect to lose as their new king would gradually build an empire for himself of their labors. But they reluctantly insist upon having such a king anyway. God then, in understandable judgment, turns them over to their glorious new hierarchical leader, Saul. God then obligingly steps aside as protector over these arrogant people and allows a new era of rule to begin. Saul soon thereafter frightens and threatens them into their first war with the neighboring Philistines. God, in his long leash of foresight, permits Israel to then further run themselves into the ground over time.
Now, keep in mind that we had almost 150 years of standing just on the Bible in this nation, from the Plymouth Landing in 1620 up until the 1770s, and the Declaration of Independence was signed and put into place. So there's an interesting 150 years there before man started putting paperwork forward that said, we're going to write better laws than Yahweh has. Remember, at first their motto was, no king but King Jesus, which, of course, in our time we know the proper terminology, no king but King YESHUA. Well, as you see here, the Father himself said that, yes, you can go ahead and have your king, but he did that in anger. Notice in 1 Samuel there was thunders and lightnings, which shows that he was doing this in anger. He was enraged with what they wanted. They wanted a king, not another anointed ruler over them that the Father would send. And so, but he allowed this anyway. It wasn't a permissive by happiness, but a permissive because I'm going to show you what you're going to get. And not only did they get the king that wanted 10% of everything, but they got complete tyranny in the end, which is what we have here again today. So it's our own doing, and as we see in Hosea 13:11, he first comes at us and says, I gave thee a king in mine anger, and took him away in mine wrath. Well, that's where we're at right now. We have to go through the punishment process in depth, where we have to go through this time, which I believe, and a lot of us are now starting to see this, is the day of the great slaughter, where nobody's going to start really repenting until bodies start falling all around them. In the meantime, those of us that are repenting have to suffer along with those who will not. Although we will live through this and endure to the end because we're being refined. We have to go through the fire. Well, the picture is that we have done a lot wrong. We have kicked the Father out. As soon as we signed all the documents in this nation that proclaimed we are smarter than our Father in heaven, we, the people, are no gods. Of course, we've kicked the Father out, and we have now proclaimed that we can legislate our own laws. From this point forward, I think you can figure out why we're in trouble. I don't think I have to go into much more detail. Okay, guys, have a great day. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Streams of waters run down mine eyes. God, they keep not thy love. The